Hello there, and welcome back to the Disconnected. It is going to be a bit of a different video on the channel today. I have a genuine list of things that I want to cover, so I'm going to go through a bit of a channel update. I'm going to go through some things that are related to the channel, and finally at the end of this, I'm going to go into Horror Gives Back 2023, which is going to be my entire watch list for October, and I've done that the last 2 years, but this year I finally remembered in time to do this to support a charity and to support my friends in Unsung Horrors. So we're going to talk about that at the very end of this, so stay tuned for that list. But let's get into the other stuff that I wanted to cover first. Alright, no interesting way to go about just saying thank you for this, but I passed 2,500 subs on the YouTube channel. I know that that is very small compared to some of the other physical media channels, but it's a pretty big deal for somebody like me that's not really out there pushing growth or trying to get tons of views on a bunch of videos to try to monetize everything that I possibly can. I really just do this to try to build a semblance of a community, and as we get bigger and as we get more people that come in and latch onto the positivity, it really does mean a lot to me, and I'm grateful to see that people appreciate what is here, that people like the chat that is in there on Thursday nights. I really just want to say how grateful I am for the overwhelming positivity and the community surrounding the Disconnected. I don't know how I've had people attached to me that were overwhelmingly positive, but I'm striving to not be one of those channels that has this general like aura of toxicity or thrives off of negative opinions or complains about every release because you haven't heard of the films or what have you. There's so much negativity going on out there that I just don't want to talk about any of that. It's not fun. I'd much rather talk about things that I like, and you all seem to be on board with that. So I appreciate you being here, and I hope that I can continue to find more and more people that are into that positivity. So the second thing, if you have been paying attention to the channel lately and you heard about someone's favorite productions, you'll probably guess I am pretty busy outside of everything going on for the channel right now. I am trying very hard to be forgiving of myself for not keeping up the routine that I've done on here for such a long time, but this was the second week that I didn't have an interview up on a Monday, and I feel very weird about it because I was doing every single Monday for more than a year, and now here we are giving myself some leniency, and I hope that you guys understand that the sporadic nature of the interviews will probably continue. There are going to be some weeks that I just can't prepare one in time because I'm doing lots of other things on the side that I wish I could talk about, but those things will come about later. We will discuss those in time, I promise. On that note, one thing that can be semi-easy for me to prepare is more just film-based discussion from myself. So you may see more like listicle type of videos on the channel. You may see more of a return to like the boutique label guides that I had done in the past. There's a couple that I've been sort of crafting for quite some time. I've deleted footage on a couple of these more than once that I really want to perfect and just weren't up to my standards. So I'm probably going to go back to some of those. This is something that I enjoy doing, but also I really get a lot out of the interviews, so I try to focus on those as much as I possibly can. As far as the interviews and my Thursday night Reconnected shows go, I'm always looking for guests. I'm pretty well scheduled out in advance, at least a month or 5 weeks, usually, sometimes even more than that. But if you are part of some sort of creative endeavor, you have a podcast that you're a part of, you have a movie that you've produced, you're a part of a label, and you watch the channel, anything like that, I would love to have you on, whether that be for an interview or for an episode of Reconnected where we react to all of the announcements and then have a discussion, or both. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email is in the description below. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast form, it is there always, and I answer pretty much everything. So if you want to be a part of things, I've tried to reach out for many people that stuff just goes to message requests or goes to junk mail, and lots of those people I have to find some other method to get a hold of. So if you're watching this and you have something creative out in the world and you would like to be a part of this, send me a message. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to discuss bringing you on. And it is something that I don't hesitate to ask, because it certainly helps when people offer. It is very nice, I promise. And on that note, I have a lot of stuff going on as well, but that doesn't mean I don't want to be on your show. If you have a podcast or a YouTube channel or something else going on in your life that you have guests on, please let me know. I pretty much don't say no to anything. I do my best to be a part of the community as much as I possibly can, and I'd love to be a part of yours. So say the word, and I will do my best to make it happen. I genuinely appreciate when people reach out for that. Since I have you here, this next portion feels a little gross to me, but I feel like I should probably do it. I'm not really great at selling myself, promoting what I have going on, but I probably should do it every once in a while, so I figure this is as good a time as any. If you enjoy hearing about this positive community and you feel like you might want to be a closer part of that community, please check out the link in the description below for my Patreon. It is a growing community that has a huge number of people in it that are positive, accepting, wholesome, great people. As you can see on the Patreon page, you can get access to lots of perks through these tiers. The items that these include are things like exclusive access to a music podcast, a playlist that I create for you, exclusive content like visual essays and commentaries that I release only on the Patreon, vlog-style updates where I talk about my life, access to the Discord like I brought up a moment ago. You can get credit in every single pre-recorded video. I usually share my pickup videos with the Patreon only. If you think I should go more in-depth with those on the channel, please let me know. I'd love some feedback on that. I try not to make this all about shiny physical things, but I know that there are some people that like seeing up-close details and what people are purchasing and why they're purchasing them. When you are a patron, quite often you'll get early access to some of my interviews. Sometimes that's not possible, but I'll do my best to get there. There are tiers where you can get commissioned written pieces by me, like an analytical essay or a poem. I've been writing poetry for years, and I love the chance to write one for you and your family. There are tiers that have limited edition quarterly merch, 4 handwritten notes delivered a year. You can vote on physical media releases that I can do a deep dive review on, and then of course, the Physical Media Advocate, the zine that is released at the middle of every month. Around the 15th of the month, you get the monthly zine, and this is going to range somewhere between like 10 and 20 pages of articles, of boutique release information, of recap of the previous month's news, of links to promotions that are exclusive to the zine, to contests, to... There's so much that is happening in the zine every month that it is a wonder that I've been able to keep it up for the last 4 months. I'm proud of what I do on this thing. I'm proud of the people that I've had to be able to write in it so far. I've had articles from Fran Simeone at Radiance Films, from Craig Rogers of Deaf Crocodile, from Erica Schultz at Unsung Horrors, to reviews from friends in the community, to analytical essays on Fish and Cat from Zach at They Live by Film. There's so much that I can't even just go through this long adaptive list. One of the most recent parts of the zine that I really appreciated the most was film blogger Sam from YouTube, I'll link his channel in the description below, wrote this wonderful introduction piece to Shinya Tsukamoto. This intro to Shinya Tsukamoto is really engaging, written in a way that's accepting and entry level for those that have never seen anything from him, and it just shows this same passion for film that I have, and I just appreciate what we're able to put out every month. It's wild. If you don't want to be a part of the Patreon, you can pick that up on Amazon as well. You can see the link for that in the description below. For those of you that are in the community, maybe you've been a writer before, maybe you've written for websites back in the day, if there's something that you'd like to write and contribute to the zine, I'm always taking pitch ideas. I have had multiple things get pitched to me that I've accepted just from people reaching out via message, and I'm always into more. It may not be this next month, but I will do my best to get you in there. If you're interested, you can find my email in the description below, or just message me at any of the social media profiles. I try to stay up to date on all that. If you are a part of a label, or if you are a part of some other creative endeavor, and you want to get information about something that you're doing in front of eyes of people that read these and are actually engaged with what is written between the covers of this monthly zine, I have an ad program set up now, so if you want to advertise, send me a message, we can get something set up. The advertising program that's set up, there's a very small barrier for entry. It's not like I'm trying to make real life-changing money doing this or anything like that. The zine was set up just as a part of the Patreon, and myself and a couple others worked on the idea, and I think it's sort of grown into this sort of untamable beast. It seems like every month it keeps getting bigger and higher quality. The feedback that we've gotten is just astonishing, and the people that are reading it and actually ingesting what's inside of it are engaged, active consumers of all of this art that's around us. So if you have something out there that you want to see advertised on the pages of the Physical Media Advocate, let me know, send me a message, we'll get you set up. I've had some advertisers already in the zine, and they fit right in. I will happily work with you, just let me know, and we will do our best to make it look great. So, two more of the side things that are tangentially related to the Disconnected YouTube channel and podcast. Gonna break those down real quick. First is the Someone's Favorite Productions that was just announced very recently. I really appreciate all of the kind words. That being said, if you work for a label and you are looking for more contributions, we are happy to pitch. We are happy to look at a list of upcoming titles and come up with something that is new and exciting and innovative for what you've been putting out on a disc. And I think that we have a lot of fairly creative ideas that we could throw at you. If you'd like to discuss us contributing, please reach out via social media or email me at the disconnected email in the description below, or at someone'sfavoriteproductions@gmail.com. We are already working on many projects, and I can't wait to announce some of them, but we always have room for more. So if there's something that you'd like us to do, just say the word. And then the other thing is Shelf Shock Rewind Awards 2023. If you were here last year, you'll remember that the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards 2022 was this massively surprising, wonderful live event going over some of the best boutique releases and mainstream releases from 2022. And I can say for sure now, it is happening for 2023. However, it will be looking quite a bit different this year. I'm going to be hosting it live, but Stephen Billings from Chasing Labels will not be with me this time. Stephen has a lot going on in his life. He's got a very young child and a demanding job, and I'm going to be working on this behind the scenes to carry on what we started last year. I am going to be looking for one or two people to help. Last year, Stephen handled most of our graphics, so I'm probably going to need a lot of help with that this year, and I may be looking for a co-host or two. I am sending emails out to our CSC here in the next month. We're going to get started on this very soon, so get ready, start making your list. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in the coming months. If you made it this far, thank you. I still don't know why that people come back and listen. On that note, though, I would be interested in hearing some feedback. It's not often I get feedback about the type of videos I put out, about Reconnected, about the interviews, about what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of, what you think I could be doing better. I would love it if there was some, magical program I could link to the YouTube channel and have somebody audit everything that I do, tell me what's good, what's bad, what could be done better. But that really can come from you. So if you're interested, I'd love some emails. I'm not necessarily fishing for compliments here, although I'm not going to turn them down. But, what could I do better for you? What do you think would be better suited for this channel? What about the Reconnected episodes every week are working? Is there an idea that you would like that could make the shows better? Is there something that can make these episodes or the videos more accessible to you? I do my best to try to be friendly to anybody that's wanting to ingest these. Hell, the Disconnected podcast was not a thing until somebody brought up, hey, I'd love these videos. I would just love to have the audio version so I could listen to it on the ride to work. And that started all of this. So I got the podcast version because somebody suggested it. If you have suggestions, please let me know. You don't necessarily have to comment below if you don't want to talk about it publicly. You can send me an email. You can message me on social media anywhere. I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love to take it to heart. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Anything that you want to say, please let me know. If you think the interviews are too long, tell me. If you think that the interviews are pointless on this channel and you only want Reconnected, tell me. I would love to hear from people. The amount of time that I put into this channel is immense, and if there's something that I'm doing that could be done better, or I could just stop doing and you would be happier with that, please let me know. I would love to hear it. And shoot, if you want to do a full channel audit, I'm not going to say no to you. If you want to go through and analyze everything from thumbnails and everything, please say the word. I'd love to hear what I could be doing better across the board. I would love to make this channel like the go-to channel for the boutique physical media community. So if you have something that you think would make this better, say the word. Do you want me to make TikTok videos? Do you want me to branch out in content to shorts, to Instagram reels, to snippets of interviews that are released as 10-minute videos instead of hour-and-a-half long videos? Is there something that can be done that you think would enhance everything that is coming out from this channel? Now it's time for Horror Gives Back 2023. So what is Horror Gives Back? Horror Gives Back is something that happens every October where Lance and Erica over at the Unsung Horrors podcast, they do a month of themed movies. This year they will once again be setting up a fundraiser to benefit Best Friends, which is working to save the lives of cats and dogs all across America, giving pets second chances and happy homes. To be a part of this, all you got to do is donate $1 or more per horror movie that you watch in the month of October. You can follow the prompts for the list that I'm going to go over, or make your own path. Just donate at least $1 for every horror movie that you watch in October. They will be posting information about how to join in their allocation. I will be sharing the link for that in the coming month. And when you do that, it will make this large community donation coming together to benefit Best Friends. And it's just really nice to see the response to this every year. And I'd love to break down the prompts for you. So let's do that. So these do not all have to be first-time watches or anything like that. Many of mine are going to be first-time watches for me. About a handful of them are going to be first-time watches for my wife, ones that I had seen previously. But many of these are ones that I've been meaning to watch for quite some time and just haven't gotten around to it. Most of mine are on physical media, but I've got a couple that I'm going to have to watch elsewhere. So let's break it down. October 1st, this is a Boris Karloff day, and I'm going to be watching The Old Dark House from 1932. This came out from Cohen Media, and I've never seen this. Very eager to. The 2nd of October is just sequels. Any sequel. I chose to watch Bride of Chucky, the new Scream Factory 4K release. I've not seen the restoration yet. Very eager to check it out. I've seen the whole franchise. I love most of them. It's been a while, though, so definitely want to watch it again. October 3rd is Mexico, and this is the first one that's sort of arbitrary. You can translate these into what you're watching any way you want if you want to share their prompts. For this one, I went with Poison for the Fairies. This came out from Vinegar Syndrome fairly recently, and I've never seen it. It's one I've been wanting to watch since it was announced. It's gotten pretty great reviews, and it was made in Mexico, so definitely eager to see it. October 4th is an episode of a TV series, and we are going to watch Season 4, Episode 9 of Are You Afraid of the Dark, which is the tale of the ghastly grinner. I've got the UK release on DVD that we're going to be watching that on. There it is right there. Very curious to watch this one. It's been decades. I'm not even sure if I've seen this one. My wife said it was her favorite, so it's one that for sure she's going to be sharing with me at least. October 5th is Castle. That can be William Castle or actual castles. I went with William Castle. So from the Vincent Price Collection, Volume 2 from Scream Factory, I'm watching 1959's House on Haunted Hill. I love Vincent Price. I don't watch enough of him throughout the year. It's time to show my wife this one for the first time. And very, very excited to watch another William Castle film. It's been a while. On the 6th, the theme is witches, and I'm going with the recent Criterion release of Eve's Bayou from 1997. I have seen this a long, long time ago. This is going to be like watching it for the first time for me. It's been a long time, hardly remember anything about it. Eager to watch it again. October 7th, it's time. My wife has never seen Godzilla. So from the Criterion set, I'm showing her Godzilla for the first time. This is very reflective as it's in a protective case, but I can't wait for her to see the majesty of this movie. October 8th is Germany, and I'm going to go with the Mondo Macabro release of The Fan. October 9th is To Follow the Unsung Horrors Rule. So if you're watching this and you've never listened to Unsung Horrors, what their podcast is about is to cover films that have less than 1,000 views on Letterboxd. And more films than you think have less than 1,000 views. I'm going to go with the film from a label that I love and support quite often, Unearthed Films, but this is a movie I've just not watched yet, and I'm not one of those views on Letterboxd. This is supposed to be a rather disturbing, tough film to watch, especially true as it's in their too extreme for mainstream line, and I went with 29 Needles. This is one that Scout Tafoya reviewed. You can see it on Letterboxd right now. Scout's review is pretty positive, and yeah, eager to check this one out. October 10th is Anything with Carla Mancini, and I'm going to show my wife The Bird with the Crystal Plumage on beautiful 4K from Arrow Video. Never seen it, but I'm eager for her to see it. This is one that it's classic Argento. I mean, you kind of have to see this, and yeah, eager to watch it again. It's been a while for me. October 11th is meant for ghosts, and I'm going with Sidney J. Fury's The Entity. This is a wild movie. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it. You should be able to get this from Scream Factory still. Great one to pick up. October 12th, I'm going with the classic. I'm going to go with House or Hausu. The theme for this day is Japan, and this is an obvious one. My wife has never seen this. I still don't think I've seen it all the way through, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna watch this again. I know that I've seen at least most of it. It's been a long time. House. October 13th is just a film from the 1960s, and this is a recent release from Criterion. I'm going to go with Targets. This is another Boris Karloff film, and somehow I've never seen Targets. This is one that has always intrigued me, and I'm finally watching it this October. Targets is going to be amazing. I can't wait. October 14th is supposed to be just anything on physical media. As you can see, I'm doing that for most of my days anyways, but I wanted to highlight one that looks exponentially better on physical media, so I'm going to go with 1985's Fright Night 4K release. This is the Steelbook, and my wife has somehow never seen Fright Night. So this is one that I'm eager to break that in for her. Fright Night's amazing. I'm sure you all know that, but it's one that it really shows the love of physical media and why it exists. October 15th is In Memoriam. Anybody that died in the last year, something to watch in memory of them. You can go with some of the easier ones like Treat Williams. I went with the director, and it's a pretty easy director, but it's a film of his I've never seen. William Friedkin's The Guardian. This is one that's been in my collection for a while now, and I needed to watch it, so this is the perfect time to catch up. October 16th is for The Undead. Zombies, anything that was dead and coming back to life. So we're going with The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. I've never seen this. I've seen multiple scenes from this. I can't wait to watch this. October 17th is Creepy Twins, and I'm going with The Dark Half from George A. Romero from 1993. Yeah, it's George A. Romero. It's Creepy Twins. It's going to be fun. October 18th is a Bleeding Skull title, and I'm going to go with Nightmares from 1980. This is one I've been wanting to watch the new restoration for a while. Loved this movie the first time I saw this, probably about a decade ago. And yeah, just so ready to watch this again. And I haven't seen either of the Umbrella new Blu-rays, so this will be a first-time watch on this new restoration. October 19th is Anything with George Buckflower in it, and I'm going to go with Tammy and the T-Rex. The lenticular cover on here is a little difficult to see, but Vinegar Syndrome, 4K. It's been a little bit since I've seen this one. Wonderfully funny movie. So ready to watch it again. October 20th, we're going to go with a Ken Russell classic for a 1980s film. That's the theme, 1980s. And I'm going to go with Altered States. This is one I don't believe my wife has seen. It's also been years for me. Probably, I think this was the first Ken Russell film I had seen, and my mind has been expanded a lot since I first saw this. So eager to watch this again. I've not watched it since that first time, so ready to be a little mind blown again. October 21st, something that is made for TV. I gotta hawk this one as my buddy's on it. I'm gonna watch I'm Dangerous tonight, which is a Tobe Hooper made-for-TV movie, and Dr. Will Dotson is on the commentary for this from Kino Lorber, so I'm gonna be watching I'm Dangerous tonight. October 21st, the theme is Goblin, so you could take that as a movie with goblins, or like I did, a movie that was scored by the band Goblin. And I'm going to watch The Church from 1989. This is coming out seemingly from Severin on 4K early in the next year, and that one will probably look much better than the Scorpion release, but this is the one I've got now, and I'll be watching it again on Blu-ray. October 23rd is Hail Satan, and I don't have my DVD of this one handy, but I'm going to be watching Satan from 2006, also known as Shaitan, S-H-E-I-T-A-N. I've got the old Tartan DVD of it somewhere. I'm going to find it before this date, and eager to watch this one. I don't think I've ever seen this movie all the way through, so that will be definitely a first-time watch for me. I'm finally going to be feeling a weird blind spot for me. I've never seen Wishmaster. So I'm going to be watching the first Wishmaster film. October 24th, the theme for that day is Tony Todd. Tony Todd is in Wishmaster. Eager to finally watch this one. This is one that's been an obvious blank spot I need to fill. October 25th is a werewolf movie, and this is another one that I've never seen. Bad Moon from 1996. I hear this is pretty cheesy, but I like cheesy, so let's watch it. Bad Moon. October 26th is any movie from the 1970s, and I'm going to go with the rewatch because it's been so long, of Ganja and Hess. I remember loving this movie. It's been quite some time, but eager to see this one again. Is for a folk horror movie, and when I had my conversation with Tony and John from the Imprint cast, I'll link that video in the description below, we talked about Wake in Fright, and I've never seen Wake in Fright, so this is going to be my opportunity to finally watch this film. Eager to see it. Absolutely love the guys at the Imprint cast, and they swear by this one, so I'm sure it's going to be great. October 28th is Haunted Houses, and I'm going to go with another one that people are going to be watching for the first time soon, probably, and that is The Others from 2001. With a theme like Haunted Houses for this day, this is kind of a perfect movie to watch. I imagine the 4K that Criterion is putting out is going to be stunning. This Blu-ray looked pretty good when I first got it. I'm sure it's still going to look great. Love this movie. Nicole Kidman, incredible in this. October 29th is Slashers, and I have a Blu-ray of this from the UK. Don't have it available at the moment. It is somewhere in the closet of shame that I'm going to have to dig out before we start this next month. But I'm going to go with one of the seminal classic slashers, maybe the one that started it all. And my wife has still never seen this one. We're going with Peeping Tom. This is one that's just an absolute overall bona fide classic. Can't wait to see it. Peeping Tom. Only two left. October 30th is Hammer Time, so anything from Hammer Studios, or you can relate it to Hammer some other way, but I'm going with Hammer Studios for The Devil Rides Out. This is one that is extremely gothic and creepy, and it's been a long time. After having my conversation with Paul earlier this year, it made me really want to revisit this one, so now's the time. The Devil Rides Out. Finally, the 31st of October is always viewer's choice, and I'm going to go with one that is silly, that probably all of you have seen, but it's been a long time since I last watched it. I'm going to be watching Dead Alive, or Brain Dead, whatever you want to call it. Please somebody put this out on Blu-ray or 4K already. I know we've been talking about this for years, but this DVD is old and tired. I know it had a Blu-ray that's out of print. I love this movie. I'm just kind of eager to watch this one again. Yeah. I love Dead Alive. So that is my entire list for Horror Gives Back 2023. If you're interested in following along, there is a letterbox list that is now in the description below. If you are wanting to, you can copy the titles. You can watch every single thing. Either way, you don't have to watch what I watch. You can choose your own, follow the themes, doesn't matter. But for October, donate at least $1 for every horror movie you watch to best friends. Like I said, I'll be sharing that link. Make sure that the community all comes together and donates through this link, and hopefully this can be the biggest year yet. If you watched this entire video, good on you. Thank you for everything. This has been a lot. I expect to get lots of comments and emails and messages after this, so don't hesitate. I'm here for all of them. I'm eager to hear what you have to say. No matter what, this is a community at the end of the day, so I'm just eager to have all of you be a part of things. And I can't wait to see what the next year holds. As I always say doing these things, and is maybe more poignant while doing a video like this, from one collector to all of you, Have a good night. Thank you for listening to the Disconnected Podcast. There's one big thing that you could do to help the show, and that is to leave a rating and review on the podcast service of your choice. Thank you.